It was a chilly autumn evening when Eric stood by the old, abandoned house on the outskirts of town. He had planned everything carefully, every detail thought through. He had followed her for weeks, studying her habits, where she went, what she did. Dressed in a dark hoodie and carrying a bag full of rope and tape, he was ready to carry out his plan. Hannah, the young woman he had been stalking, had no idea what was coming. She was on her way home after a long day at university, just a few blocks from her house. All she could hear were her own footsteps on the empty street. Eric, who had been careful not to reveal himself, followed her from a distance. Suddenly, as she passed a dark alley, he struck. He lunged forward, covering her mouth with a cloth and quickly dragged her off the street. Hannah struggled, screaming in protest, but his grip was too strong. He wouldn't let go. But Hannah wasn't one to give up. She had trained in martial arts for several years, and her body was accustomed to defending itself. In the first moments of panic, she managed to kick him in the side. Eric hesitated for a second, just a second. But it was enough for Hannah to gain an advantage. With all her strength, she lunged forward, and Eric lost his grip on her. She stumbled, but quickly rolled back onto her feet. It was now and never. Hannah's heart raced so fast that she could barely hear anything around her. Adrenaline coursed through her veins, and in one swift motion, she sprinted into the alley. Eric was on her again, but now it was too late. As he reached for her, he tripped over a large stone and fell to the ground. That was enough time for Hannah to gain a few extra meters between them. Hannah raced out onto the street where she spotted a car in the distance. She screamed to get attention, and the passing car stopped quickly. It wasn't safe yet, but she had a chance. The driver, an older woman, opened the door, and without hesitation, Hannah threw herself into the car. "Go, please, go!" she shouted, breathless. The woman, sensing something was terribly wrong, started the car and sped off with tires squealing. As they turned the corner and hit a main road, Hannah felt a sense of safety begin to wash over her. For the first time in what felt like forever, Eric stood in the alley, now filled with frustration and rage. But he knew he had failed. Hannah looked out the window at the distant figure of Eric, growing smaller and smaller. As the calming feeling of safety began to settle in her body, she couldn't help but think of how close she had come, and of that one small moment when he lost his grip on her. When he stumbled, that was the moment her life had changed. But she hadn't given up, and in that moment, she knew she never would again.